Hi guys. Um, just wanted to come live for a few minutes. First of all, we've got today in history, so we'll go ahead and get that done. There wasn't the only thing I could find on history.com was a play opened up in England, one of Agatha Christie's plays called Mousetrap. I'm not really concerned about that, but if you like that kind of thing, there's that. But in 1863, Union ends the siege of Chattanooga with the Battle of Missionary Ridge. Now, for you who are not in America, this was during the Civil War. The Civil War, the American Civil War, was 1861 to 1865. And the siege of Chattanooga was, I guess, one of the major series of battles within the Civil War. In 1876, Colonel Ronald McKenzie destroyed the Cheyenne Chief Dullknife's village in the Bighorn Mountains near the Red Fork of the Powder River during the so-called Great Sioux War. So that's always nice, having a couple wars in our memory. I'm, of course, being facetious, but it's important that we remember not only the good things in our past, but that we also remember the bad things in our past, unfortunately. Okay. So, that was today in history. And today I'm going to be talking about Don't Tell Me I'm Going to Hell. Just because I don't believe in your God. There were several ways I could have taken this. And I may do another episode on it, who knows. But, Christians basically have this carrot and stick approach. So, the carrot is heaven. And the stick is hell. Now, there are some strains of Christianity that do not have a hell, and I understand that. But I'm talking about the forms of Christianity that do have a hell. And this is the stick of Christianity. And I want you to think about something. For you Christians out there, I want you to think about something. Your God, according to your religion, your God actually says, worship me or die. That's basically what it is. Worship me or die. Now, is this a loving God? No, not at all. Now you may say, well, it's loving because he made a provision for us not to go to hell. No, I don't buy that. I do not buy that for one moment. Let me explain it this way. I don't have any children, but I do have cats. Okay? So let's say my cats are my kids, basically. I love my cats. Um, so let's say that I feed my cats. I love my cats. I make sure they've got food and water. I scoop their boxes. I make sure they've got, clean litter boxes to go in. I keep them warm. I keep them sheltered. They don't have to fend on their own for food. And, they live a pretty good life, right? Okay. So, do I expect my cats to love me for that? No. Now, it would be nice if they did, and luckily they do. And I know some of you out there are going to say, but animals can't really love. Well, I've got news for you. We're animals. We are apes. That's what we are. Look up the definition of ape, and we fit into the ape category. Look it up if you don't believe me. So, no, I don't expect them to love me for that. It just so happens that they do. Hey, Randolph. So, it is unreasonable to expect your God, because he's not my God, I'm an agnostic. You can get me to a deistic God, but you can't get me to your God. Hi, Motorway. So getting back, is it then reasonable for your God to say, worship me or die? Again, no. Why? Because, first of all, why should we worship something that hasn't bothered to define itself? Oh, thank you, Randolph. Randolph says this is a good topic. First of all, why should I worship God that hasn't deigned to make itself known? And Christians would say, but he has made himself known through creation. I don't buy that. We have natural explanations for everything that happens. If you want me to believe in your God, then your God needs to present some evidence that he exists. Otherwise, I am not going to believe. And you, well, not you personally, but your religion says it is wrong that I should expect your God to present evidence that he exists. No, it's not. It is not unreasonable. So we've got that. And then on a separate issue, yes, Motorway, they don't. Motorway is an XJW and they don't believe that. Don't believe in hellfire. So anyway, the the thing that you have to understand. Oh yeah, motorway. It's coming every 2 minutes now, but you know, the pandemic is gonna go until 2022. Armageddon's coming any 2 minutes now, but the pandemic's gonna go into 2022. Don't ask me to try to even. They've got this cognitive dissonance thing going on. But anyway, if the Christian God is a loving God, why does there even need to be a hell? That's what I want to know. If he is a loving God, well, I just decided I'd, make hell for people to go to forever and ever if they don't want to worship me. Well, no, that's not a good reason. Not a good reason at all. And, it doesn't, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because my screen name, username, whatever you want to call it, is Lisa for Truth. So I'm going to say this anyway. The Christian God is a very, very, very insecure God. If he has to make basically a temper tantrum of you serve me or you're going to hell. That's basically it. You would say that about any person on the earth. Be honest with yourselves here. You would say that about any person on earth who would say that. Why can't you say that about your God? You know why? Because you're scared. Because you're scared if you do that, you are going to go to hell, which, by the way, does not exist. It is not until the New Testament that you get into hell existing. In the Old Testament, you know what hell is? Hell is the grave. You pay for your sins in this life, and you go to Sheol, or the grave. That is what hell is in the Jewish view. And Jesus was a Jew. He was not a Christian. People, he was not a Christian. He was a Jew. And he believed in the Jewish traditions. It's not until you get to Paul where you get not only hell, but you also get some other horrendous teachings of Christianity. Little off topic here, but Jesus says nothing about gay people. Absolutely nothing about gay people. You have to go to Paul to get God hates gay people. And you may say, well, look at the Old Testament. I am going to do Sodom and Gomorrah. It's coming up sometime. So I don't want to ruin that for you. But Sodomy isn't homosexuality should not be equated with sodomy because and I don't want to ruin it, but I'm just going to give you a little teaser, okay? God did not punish Sodom and Gomorrah for homosexuality, okay? Even if you believe, which I don't believe the story ever happened, because again, I'm agnostic, but that is not what the Sodom and Gomorrah story is about, okay? Getting back on topic. So, hell is the stick of Christianity, and it is not. I majored in psychology in college, people, and I'm about 6 hours away from a master's in mental health counseling, okay? Trust me when I say a stick is not the best way to get people to do what you want them to do. It could be motorway. I think there's a little bit of it in Paul's writings. Motorway says, I've heard that the ideas for hellfire came from medieval art and poetry like Dante's Inferno. That's a good book, by the way. You need to read that if you haven't. Dante's Inferno. Excellent, excellent, excellent book. Kind of creepy and kind of disturbing the way these people thought back then. But it's a good book if you like that sort of thing. You know, good thing it's fiction. So anyway, so that's basically what I have to say. You know, don't tell me I'm going to hell for being agnostic. If there's a God, let him prove it. He apparently proved it in the Old Testament. I mean, not that I believe any of that happened, but let's just say, for argument's sake, God does exist. He proved himself in the Old Testament. Why can't he prove himself now? And what you need to understand is, and I was going to do a something on this, and then I changed my mind. The Christian God is abusive. That is the only thing you can call that God, is abusive. You know, the Old Testament God is really, 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 really bad. I mean, really bad. When you get to the New Testament, he's not so bad. He's still pretty bad, though. He's still pretty bad. And, so what are you going to do? You know, and it's not that you think that I don't care what you believe. Okay? I don't really care. That's not my thing. You believe what you want to believe. I'm bringing you the truth. I'm bringing you not only what scholars say, I'm also bringing you what is just common sense. And I know I say all the time, common sense has no place in the lab. But we're not in a lab right now. We are in the real world, and common sense usually, not always, usually works in the real world. Use your brain. Your brain is there for a reason. Use it. Read the Bible, not with preconceived notions in mind, but read it with an open mind, and you will see what people on the other side of the aisle, the agnostics and the atheists, you will see what we are saying. That's it for today. Thank you for coming, Motorway and Randolph. And I've got another viewer who's been lurking. I don't know who it is. But anyway, thanks for coming. I'm going to hop off. You have a great day.